Okay, we are live. Uh, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone who has joined us today for the session or are watching this session recording later on our YouTube channel. Uh, this session is part of the SFMC Bootcamp, and the topic that we are going to cover today is Share Assets and Package Manager. Previous 3 episodes, we covered Journey Builder and Automation Studio, which was a slightly complex and technical concept. This episode would be relatively simpler than that. But yeah, I would say that sharing assets and package manager, this knowledge will definitely help you, especially when you are working on accounts that have multiple business units. So yeah, let me, okay. Yeah, so my name is Vishal Chawla. I am a senior CRM manager working at Jellyfish. I am 2x Salesforce Marketing Cloud certified, and I'm one of the organizing team members who are conducting or organizing this SFMC bootcamp as part of Salesforce Marketer Group, Singapore Trailblazer community. Okay, so the agenda for today's session is why asset sharing? Why at all do we need to share assets in Marketing Cloud account when we do the implementation? What are the different scenarios, different use cases? Then next we'll cover how do we share assets. So assets in the form of content, how do we share content? How do we share folders? How do we share data extension, and how do we share journey templates? And lastly, we'll talk about package manager. So for the purpose of this demo, what I have done is I have set up 2 demo BUs. So you can see on the screen right now, this is demo business unit, and where I am logged in with my username, Vishal Chawla. And then if I go to the other screen, this is demo 2 business unit, and where I have logged in as a demo user. So since asset sharing, package manager, these things require multiple business units. So this is how I've done the setup so that it is easier to understand to give the demo. Yeah. So why asset sharing? So a single SFMC account, when you're working on a SFMC account for a client implementation, it can have multiple business units, and each of these business units could represent one particular brand or website. So there will be multiple business units for multiple brands or websites, or you can have multiple business units for different geographical regions. For example, a client, they have presence in multiple countries. So typically the setup would be such that one BU would be used for one geographical region. So there can be scenarios wherein you are working on multiple business units, and also some clients have a dedicated business unit which they use for staging or testing, right? So in such scenario, sharing assets can help you save time and effort by allowing you to create once and deploy multiple times. So the idea is that you go to one of the business units for one particular brand, one particular website, one region, or your staging or testing BU. You create the assets that you want to create for that particular business unit. And once you have created it, once it has gone through testing and everything looks good, and if you want to replicate the same setup, the same asset across multiple BUs, in that case, you can use the functionality of sharing the assets. Uh, Also, it gives you 2 options. First one is either use the shared or global assets wherever applicable, not in all scenarios, but wherever applicable, you can use the shared or global assets and ensure that there is a consistency across multiple brands, multiple websites, multiple views. Second option is you use the global or the shared asset and create a local version for that particular view. So in that case, the global asset is used as sort of a template which you can use, which you can start building with for a local version as a BU, and then from there onwards you can customize that asset as per the local or the specific BU requirements. Right. So I hope uh, this makes it clear what are the different scenarios, or why would there ever be a need to share assets across multiple business units. So with this, we move on to the next section, which is actually how do we share assets. So sharing assets could be multiple types. So first one is, how do we share content? So content that we build using content builder, if you want to share that across business units, how can we do that? So first of all, sharing content across business units can only be done to those business units where you have login access to. So for example, if there are 10 business units and as a user you have access to 5 business units, then you would be able to share content to those 5 business units where you have access to which you have access to. Next, you can select a maximum of 2000 business units for sharing. And if there is a scenario where you have more than 2000 business units to share, then you can use the option to share across enterprise, which I'll show you when we see the live demo. Or another option is to duplicate the content that you want to share and share the duplicate copies in separate groups. So one copy can be used to share across one set of 2000 business units, a second copy across second set of business units up to 2000, and so on. Uh, Sharing to selected business units. So if you are not using the share across enterprise option, and if we are selecting to specific business units, then it does not automatically share the content to business units that are created after the content was first shared. So let's say today there are 3 business units that you share to, and tomorrow if a new business unit is created, it won't be automatically shared to the new one. And while you are sharing a content, you have following 3 options: view and send, edit globally, and edit locally. So with view and send, when you select this particular option, the recipient view can view the asset and they can use that for sending, but they cannot edit the content. So that's view and send option. Second one is edit globally, wherein when you share the asset globally, the recipient view can also make edit to that asset, and any edit made in one business unit appears in other business units also that have access to the content. So as I mentioned here, like there are 2 ways to share an asset. One is use a shared global assets and ensure consistency. So this is the scenario where if you share it globally, you have sort of a single global copy that you are using across business units. A third option is edit locally, wherein the recipients get to access the global copy, but then they create a local edit of that copy, and any edits that are made to the local version, the local copy, they do not override the shared email in the other business unit. So all the edits are just local. However, if you delete the local edit, then the original global copy that was shared originally appears again. Right. So let's go to Marketing Cloud account and try to see a demo. So this is again, I am in demo 2 business unit and I'm logged in as demo user. And this is demo business unit wherein I'm logged in as my personal user, Vishal Chawla. Right. So let's say I have an email template which I want to share. So in order to share, I select that asset, click on this arrow button and click on share. So the options that I see here is across enterprise or specific business units. So it might be possible that when you try to share an asset, you might not see the across enterprise option and you will just see specific business units. That is because, okay, 1 second. Uh, you need to enable that in setup. Let me open the setup option and I'll show you. Yeah. So if you go to feature settings, content builder settings, here there is an option to enable across enterprise sharing. Maybe it is set to disabled. So when you do not see this option of across enterprise, you might have to go here and enable this. So once this is enabled, you will see an option across enterprise and specific business unit. So in this case, let's say I want to share it across enterprise, I can select this, click on next. Or if I want to select specific business unit, so let me go ahead and share it with the demo business unit that I have open in the other window. Then next screen, I'll see three options that we already discussed: view and send, edit locally, edit globally. So let's say I select edit globally. And once I click share, so demo email one, I have shared globally. So locally, this view has got 4 assets. Let me try going to shared folder. Yes, and now I see demo email one. Right, so this is how we share an asset, and this will show up under the shared section on the left hand side. Similarly, you can try the other options that I mentioned. View and send and edit locally. I think it is straightforward. So edit locally won't allow you to edit. View and send, sorry, edit locally won't allow you to edit the global copy. View and send will just allow you to view, and no edit allow. Right. Okay. Next one is shared folder. So this one, shared content, is more about like when you want to share a specific content piece. But let's say there is an entire folder that you want to share, like you want to share a folder that has all the assets and you want to share that across business units. Then instead of going by this approach and sharing each and every individual content piece one by one, you can group all the content pieces into a folder and even maybe subfolders, and then use the option of sharing folder wherein the entire folder would be shared across the other across the business units. So all content inside a shared folder is shared with the selected business unit. So again, you have an option here to select the business unit. All the new subfolders that are created inside a shared folder by default inherit the parent's business unit settings. So by default, the subfolders will also be shared. A subfolder can only be shared to the same or a subset of business units that its parent was shared to. So obviously, if you're sharing to a business unit, then a subfolder will only be shared to those business units that are a subset of the same parent. So the original business unit and the shared destination business unit, they have the same parent. Then only then you would be able to. Then only then the subfolder will be shared. So let's see how do we do this. So let's say I go back to this shared folder and try to create a new folder. I'll say demo folder and I'll select across enterprise, create, maybe switch tabs, try to refresh. So you will see the demo folder, which I shared it from demo to business unit. I created the folder here and I shared it across all business units, and now it is visible in demo business unit as well. Right. So this is about sharing folders. Now next one is share a data extension. So let's say you have a data extension that you have created in Email Studio and you want to again share it with other business units. So you can use the option of shared data extension. And in order to share a particular data extension, it should exist in the main shared data extension folder, which is here. Zoom in a little bit. Yeah, which is here. Yeah. So move the data extension that you want to share to the shared data extension folder, which is this one, whenever you want to share it with other business units. And one thing to note here that whenever you use AMP script or queries to fetch data from this shared data extension, you need to use ENT as a prefix to reference the shared data extension. Right. So let us quickly see how do we do this. Yeah, let's say right now, if I go to shared data extension, let me see if I have a data extension here. Okay, I do not have a data extension here. Okay, I have a test VC data extension here. Let me try sharing this. Test welcome E. Right now, shared data extension. There's no shared data extension. Test welcome E. Move to shared items, shared data extension. And again, we can create subfolders as needed. Test welcome E shared data extension. Okay, so now test welcome E shows up under shared data extension. If I switch to the other view, yes, test welcome E shows up here as well under shared data extension, and the data is also copied. So 4 records here, 4 records here. Right. So this one is shared data extension. Next one, share journey template. So let's say there is a particular journey that you have created in your business unit, like for example, a welcome journey or a birthday journey, and overall the journey flow, you want to keep the journey flow same for all the business units, like the same path, the same flows of flows that you have configured in one business unit. You want to replicate the same flow in all the business unit. Only thing is you want to maybe change the content nodes in the other business units. So in that case, one option that you can use is to share journey template. So by default, there are some predefined journey templates available, which are created by Salesforce that are available in journey template. But apart from that, if you want to create a custom shared template that then you can also create that based on a journey that you have already created in Marketing Cloud Journey Builder. This feature is not supported for single send journeys, and entry sources and some activities aren't configured when others use this template. So it might be possible that once the journey template is imported in the other business unit, you might still have to go ahead and configure few activities. Most of those activities would be such that they have some sort of a dependency on the local business unit where they are configured, and that is why some activities may not be configured or may not be copied over automatically as part of the template. So you may still have to go ahead and configure the individual nodes, but overall the journey, the flow path, the decision nodes, all those would be created. Right. So let's see, how do we do that? So let's say I have this journey called welcome journey, and if before that, let me just go through the journey templates and see. Yeah, these are the default Salesforce templates. And if I go to my template, yeah, there is one test template. Right. So what I will do is I'll go to my welcome journey and click on this arrow and select. Define the template info. So I can say welcome journey template. I'll just copy the description. If you want to provide some instructions, you can add them here. Click on summary. Yeah, and here you have this option to select if you want to share this template with other business units. So yeah, maybe one option to use template is still within the business unit. Maybe there are different versions or different variations of a single journey, and you do not want to create this all the journeys from scratch. So you can still use journey template, but use them within the same business unit. Or second option is you want to use that across other business units. So if you want to share it, just go here and toggle this option, summary, and yes. So if now again, if I go to templates and I go to my templates, I should see a welcome journey template here. Similarly, if I go to the other view, my templates, I see a welcome journey template here that we just created. Right. So that is about sharing journey template. If there's any questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat box. Right. So we've covered the individual sharing options that we have sharing content, sharing folder, data extension, journey template. Next one is package manager, which is slightly more sophisticated way of sharing assets across business units. So let's try to understand what are the scenarios where we'll use package manager. So package manager would generally be used wherein the requirement is to reuse a set of journeys or automations. So as we saw, we can create journey templates, but then some of the activities might not be created, or the journey might have some internal dependencies. For example, some data extensions, automations, and you want to migrate the entire package of that journey to other business unit. When you use the journey template, you just are able to migrate the journey builder journey to other BUs. But let's say if you want to package the entire journey setup along with the automation, the assets and everything, or if you want to migrate automations into other business units and package them with all the related dependencies, that is when you use package manager. Okay, so package manager can, in such scenarios wherein you want to reuse a set of journeys or automations, package manager can bundle all of these along with their dependencies and you can then deploy them to other business units. What all components or objects can be included in a package manager? They are cloud pages, content builder, journey builder, data extension, automation folder. So all the objects, all the components that are part of this list, all of them can be included into a single package, and that package can be deployed across business units. So let's okay, there's a question in the chat box. Can we share from one marketing cloud account to another marketing cloud account? Both are two different accounts. One marketing cloud account to another. So definitely these these options that we saw, individual sharing content, folder, all of these cannot be shared across accounts because these are like across BUs. Package manager is an option where you can use to share across accounts, but then package manager would also include the dependencies and associated items with that package, which are part of that package. So you may want to see if entire package would make sense when you want to replicate it to other account. So yeah, definitely it can be used because here as a package manager, we are sort of creating an external package which will be stored as a zip file or a JSON file, and that can be imported into a different account. In fact, package manager also has got a slightly advanced option of creating packages which can be hosted on the website or on GitHub and then used across different accounts. So that's a slightly advanced topic I won't be covering in the session today, but those of you who are interested can do a little bit reading on the help center article. But yes, that can be used. This option can be used across accounts. Another question in the chat, supported objects means these can be shared. So yeah, supported objects means all of these can be included in a package that is created by a package manager. Next question. So its journey template cannot be shared to a specific BU instead of all BUs. I would say yes, because the option that we saw while creating the template, the only option is all business units in the enterprise can access this template. So yeah, the only option here is to share across all business units. Okay. Okay. Let me go back and try to give you a demo of package manager. Okay. So to access package manager, you need to go to, sorry. Oops. Platform. I'm sorry, the Zoom window is slightly, yeah. Platform and package manager. Once you click on package manager, you have these two options, packaging and deployment. So packaging will be used on the source BU side wherein you want to create a package, and deployment option will be used on the destination BU side wherein you want to upload the package that you've created from the other business unit and deploy in this particular BU. Right, so packaging will be used in source BU, deployment will be used in destination BU. So let's see, let's try to create a package. So I'll go to create option, new definition. I can give it a name, demo package. Yeah. And then you will see there are different options here. So you can include journeys, you can include assets. So right now I have these 4 assets in my BU. I can include automations, cloud page, data extensions, attribute groups. Right, so let's try to create a package with a journey. So we have this welcome journey created in the journey builder. Let's see, we are able to create a package with this journey. So I'll select the journey, click on save and continue, go to next step. Here it'll ask me preserve folder structure. So obviously I want to preserve the same folder structure. So I'll select that option, package images, reference. You can select this when the images, yeah, images will not be included in the downloaded snapshot, but will be selected from the publish URLs in the destination BU. So you can select this option if you want. Package items. Next step will show you a summary of all the packages. Yeah, so here you see the journey. It has not just included the journey, but all the associated assets as well. So this journey has got welcome email 1 to English, Spanish. So it has included all those in the package. There is a data extension that it has considered, another data extension which is used for check whether a transaction is done, right? So all the dependencies, everything that is needed to, make this journey up and running, everything, all the associated dependencies are combined and a single package is created. And yes, you can then click on next and select download package. So generally you will use download as zip, download as JSON. JSON will be used when you want, as I mentioned earlier, there's an advanced option of creating a package as a JSON and host it on GitHub or on your websites as a sort of a library to be used for other accounts. So slightly advanced options, but in those scenarios you'll use download as JSON. Normal scenarios you can use download as zip. So when I download this, this will be downloaded. Yeah, then I will go to my destination BU. Again, go to package manager, deployment, select deploy here. So the other BU went to packaging and selected create. Here we are selecting deployment and selecting deploy. It will ask us to upload the file. So we just created this demo package file from the other view. So I'll select this. Yeah, you have an option to create sort of a folder, and then everything else would be stored relative to the folder path that is present in the original package. In this case, I will not create I do not want to create a new folder. There are options to prepare, prepend, have a name, use a name as a prefix or a suffix. Like let's say you want to have a suffix, use a suffix underscore the name of the BU or name of the brand or whatever. You have those options. For now, I won't select anything. Just click on next. Okay, then this will kind of show me a summary that as part of this package, this has found all these individual components within the package, and this is the action that it is going to take with respect to these individual components. So the welcome journey, it'll create a new item. Why create a new item? Because the current view does not have this item. But let's say if there's a scenario wherein a particular asset, like for example, welcome users, let's say this data extension already existed in the current view, then in that case, you would not see this option, create a new, you would see this option, use current installed item. Means don't import the new item, use the current installed item. In this scenario, everything is new. So just to confirm, what I will do is I'll go back to the content builder, and we don't have welcome 1 to these emails, right? This is before importing data extension. Yeah, we do not have welcome users and purchase. Yeah, we don't have welcome users and purchase. Journey, we don't have any journeys. Automation, yeah, automation. I did not select any automation, so that's fine. Okay, then I'll click on deploy. Hmm. Uh, okay, so this has deployed. Now let's go back to content and see if we have the contents created. Yes, we now have these Spanish 1-2, English 1-2. Data extensions, let's see if we have the welcome users and purchase data extension. Okay. Okay, yes, we have welcome users and purchase, but yeah, we have welcome users and purchase. Journey builder, let's see. Yes, welcome journey 3. The nodes and everything are configured. Yeah, I see transacted node is missing, but yes, we can go ahead and configure that. So maybe 1 or 2 items, 1 or 2 activities here and there may not be configured. So you may still have to go into the journey, verify, you verify, and whichever activity is not yet imported or configured, you may have to do that manually. But I would say majority of the journey is imported. The data extension also is, the entry data extension is also configured. So yes, I think this is kind of helpful. Yeah, let's see another option. This time we create a package with an automation. So demo automation package. Right. Before creating this, once again, we go to Automation Studio. There are no automations, right? So yeah, and I'll go to automations and select anyone. Automation, save and continue, preserve folder structure, package items. Yeah, so once again, all the associated dependencies, automation, data extension, and the 2 activities are all packaged. Next, download as zip. Right. Now again, I will go to package manager, go to deployment, select deploy, upload, demo automation package, which we just downloaded. Select a zip, it's done, right? What's the issue? Upload, create. Okay, destination FTP. It is asking us to select this. So I'll go ahead and select enhance FTP because there is an activity inside this automation that requires an FTP configuration. That is why we had to select. I had to select that. So then only I'm able to click on next. Yeah, see, welcome users data extension is already created. So that is why the action here is not create a new item, but instead use the current installed item. Use current installed item. Other components, which is the automation, the individual activities are net new. So that is why it is selected create a new item. And let's click on deploy. Okay, so the deploy is successful. Let me go to automation and refresh. Okay, we have the automation created, and The activities are also created. Yeah. So yes, with this we saw how can we use package manager to reuse a journey or an automation builder. So slightly advanced option than the individual share options. But yes, definitely useful in scenarios wherein we are working on our accounts with multiple views. So I think with this, I have come to an end of this session. Have covered all the topics with respect to shared assets and package manager. Okay, let me go see if there are any questions. Mm, latest news, details of the latest release. Latest advance on synchronized data extension. Synchronized data cloud pages. I think we have a dedicated session, upcoming session for cloud pages, if I'm not wrong. So I think it'll be covered in detail in that. Vijay has a question. When can I find the recordings? Okay, let me share the link. Mani, do you have the link handy? The recording. Okay, yes, I found the link. Let me drop it in the chat. Yeah, all the sessions, all the recordings of the past sessions you can find here in this link. Okay, are there any questions specific to the topic that we covered today? Package manager, shared assets. Why few elements were not successfully moved? I guess we saw all the elements were moved from one BU to another. Lakshmi, can you help clarify which specific scenario or example are you referring to? Few journey. Okay, within the journey builder, the purchase node was not configured. Yeah, so purchase node, I can say that that has a dependency on the builder attribute group, or if there is some specific dependency on the data extension, so purchase node in this case uh, checks for if the entry exists in another data extension, right? So in this case, we are doing a lookup in the purchase data extension. So maybe it is not exactly able to find the same operator or the same values that we have used in the source data extension. So yeah, sometimes it is possible that couple of activities may not be replicated or may not be migrated to the other BU. So you may still have to go ahead and verify all the activities and configure the remaining activities manually. But most of them are generally created. The ones which are too specific, like dependent on the fields in the other data extension or values or some sort of a linkage in the attribute groups, those might miss out. Uh, yeah, there are some questions related to synchronized data extension, so I'm skipping those for now. Imports are not supported. Yeah, I'm sorry. Synchronized data extension with respect to package manager. So data extension sharing can only be done via shared data extension. Yes. Because you said it'll shared with all the views. Okay, there's a question. If you don't have access to all the views, is it possible to share the journey builder? Because you said it'll be shared with all the views to the templates. Tricky question, I would say here. You can give it a try to share a bit. Actually, this one is about sharing a journey template and not an actual journey. So I guess journey template still might be possible even if you don't have access to all the views, because that is just giving you a template of the journey and not the actual assets and data or something which is specific to that asset. So my understanding is that should still be possible, but I haven't tried this. But yeah, you can go ahead and try this scenario. But in my understanding, since it is only a template, not the actual data or something, so I think should be possible. Any CI. Okay, next question. What is the benefit of using deployment manager versus package manager? Package manager fails if it finds existing components already. If you're trying to add new fields, do you know any CI/CD process which you can integrate for SFMC deployment? Okay, so package manager, my experience, I would say that I have seen like sort of new features being included in the package manager. So earlier, like as we saw today, said like there was a drop down an option to select whether it'll create a new item. So against every individual component in the drop down, it showed whether it'll be creating a new item or it will be reusing the existing one. So I think a couple of months ago when I used this option package manager, if there was a conflict, then the package itself would fail and I was not able to go ahead and download that package. But now I see that this new feature wherein it shows that this particular asset already exists, so it'll reuse the existing asset, and this particular asset is net new, so it'll create a new item. So I think package manager with the new rollout, it is becoming smarter and it is able to detect if there is a sort of a conflict. Apart from that, any other tools? So I have used Accenture dev tools, which allows you to sort of use command line tools to kind of automate this entire process of deploying the packages across business units. So it's called Accenture Dev Tools. If you do Google search, you should be able to find that link. But that is like sort of a advanced version, which requires a dev knowledge, the ability to use command line tools and tweaking the JSON file and all those things. So it isn't a option that can be used by everyone, but yeah, advanced power users can use that. But I would still first try going with the package manager option. If there is an option, then only I would look for other advanced options. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? Okay. I guess there are no other questions. So I think we can end the session here. Once the session is over, the recording will be uploaded to YouTube, I guess by end of the day. Yeah, thanks, John. I hope the session was useful. And yeah, it helps you when you are working on implementations which has multiple business units. Okay, thank you everyone for joining. Bye for now.